Disinilah tempat ayah ibuku percaya takkan ada batas untuk mimpiku bergerak, belajar, tumbuh jadi pelita, terangi langkah ceria. Tempat aku membuka mata, mengenal indahnya dunia, melangkah bersama, berkarya untuk Indonesia. Sekolah Cikal jadi sekolah kita. Disinilah tempat mata hatiku terbuka, takkan ada hati belajar bila tak bisa menjadi arti untuk sesama, temani langkah mulia. Tempat aku membuka mata, mengenal indahnya dunia, melangkah bersama, berkarya untuk Indonesia. Sekolah Cikal jadi sekolah kita. Jadilah warga dunia, pribadi bahagia, ajak hati belajar merdeka. Asahlah dirimu menjadi berdaya, buka hati dan mata, cerdas bermakna, rumah kedua kita. Tempat aku membuka mata, mengenal indahnya dunia, melangkah bersama, berkarya untuk Indonesia. Sekolah Cikal jadi sekolah kita. Membuka mata, mengenal indahnya dunia, melangkah bersama, berkarya untuk Indonesia. Sekolah Cikal jadi sekolah kita. Sekolah Cikal jadi sekolah kita.
Good afternoon, respected teachers, mentors, guests, proud parents, and beloved students. Welcome to the student individual presentation for Year 9 Culminating Project. Thank you for coming today. First and foremost, let me introduce myself. I am Ashri and I will be your moderator for these sessions. After going through Year 9 school for the past 3 years, all Year 9 students will go through a culminating project, a mandatory project from Cikal and as a requirement to graduate. This project also is a medium for students to demonstrate the Cikal competencies that have developed throughout the years. They choose a specific top issues, investigate the needs in the community, then propose an action plan in order to solve the issue. Today, they will present their journey for almost 1 year in doing this project. Before we begin the individual students' presentations, give me you a pictures of what to expect for the next hour to hour. We have a few students of Year 9 here that will present their culminating project. Each student will have a maximum of 8 minutes, and after all the presenters are done, we will open a questions and answer sessions. The audience are more than welcome to ask questions to the presenter during the Q&A session using chat room. This year's theme for the project is through small action, everyone makes an impact, aiming to achieve their targeted competencies and dimensions. We see this culminating project as one of the ways to elevate the students' creativity by solving issues that they present in their CP. I think that is enough. Briefly explain the concept of culminating project. Now let's go on to the presentation part. On the fourth session, we have here today Razantya Anandi Muharam Mulyo Saputra, Dicarlova Hira Yuda, Ezraghi Asqari Kusuma Patra, Saffana Ilmi Aroza, Lea Elena Keiralande. And for the first presenter, please give a warm welcome to our first presenter, Razantya Anandi Muharam Mulyo Saputra.
Thank you, Ms. Asri. Good afternoon. My name is Rezan. I'm from Year 9. The title of my CP is taken from SDG topic that is good health and well-being. So my goals is to look healthy and fit, to have a healthy and fit, and to have proportional body with built muscle. Next. During my CP, I developed this Cikal competencies and dimensions, broad-minded and physical sound, healthy, empowering member of just sustainable and peaceful global society, action-oriented, skillful and effective thinker, innovative. So the timeline, October 2022, start to do the workout until March 2023, I finished the workout. So this is the result before and after. In October, I look skinny. In January, I gained some muscle and I feel like more fit. And on March, I feel more better with my body and gains confidence. So this is my taking action. I did it at MTS Subono Matavani School. In here, I do my presentation and give them simple workout that they can do at home. The challenge that I face during this CP is distracted by other activities like soccer, games, and other activities that distract me during my CP. My reflection is I do better when I have to work on something I can practice right away instead of make a long planning and do researching. So thank you for listening.
Thank you, Razan, for sharing your journey. Please give him a virtual round of applause using chat room. Moving on to the next presenter, please welcome Dicarlova Hira Yuda.
Afternoon, everyone. My name is Carlo. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carlo. I am from Year 9B Cikal Serpong, and today I will be explaining about my CP, which is about the dangers of internet addiction. Let's begin with the first slide. You can skip this. What are my issues and goals? First of all, my issue is about internet addiction. And why I chose this issue is because internet addiction is a very prevalent issue in today's generation because the internet the internet has is basically like part of our lives, and especially during the pandemic where many people are like stuck in their homes and they can't really go outside, so they have to use the internet more. My goals for this project is to spread awareness on the dangers of my topic, and hopefully can encourage people with internet addiction to treat their addiction. Move on to the next slide. These are my Chikal dimensions and competencies. First, for skillful and effective thinker, I chose it's innovation. For self-regulated learner, is self-reliant, and for empowering member of just, sustainable, and peaceful global society, is action-oriented. I chose these because during the CP, I have to work mostly independently. Like, I have to search the experts by myself. And I have to, like majority of my CP, I had to work by myself, and that is why I chose these dimensions and competencies. Begin with next. The steps of my CP. First, I had to figure out a topic. Like I was very confused on what topic I was gonna choose because there's like a lot of topics that I can choose. So in the end, I chose like internet addiction because I think it's really important, really important topic. Then I had to make a CP journal, like, basically just like, recounting all the things I did like that month, and I had to conduct a survey. Um, and during the survey it was pretty hard because my survey was not very popular and only had like 8, but after some I had to like send it to family members and it got like 30 people. So yeah, it's pretty good. Then I had to like find the experts, and finding the expert, I got like 2 experts. One was the school counselor and the other was the chikal. I mean like the doctor, the eye doctor. And then I had to create a booklet. Then like booklet. First of all, I did the prototype. Then after I did the prototype, I had to print it. Then I had to take action. Unfortunately, I can't really go to the school partner because of undisclosed reasons. So my taking action will be tomorrow in the Terracotta Chikal exhibition program. Move on. The survey. This is my survey. It had like 6 questions, and you can really see it. It has like 30 people. These are the interviews. I interviewed the school counselor and the eye doctor. You can move on. What is my CP product? My CP product is right there. Maybe somebody take it. See if my results are there. This is my CP product. It's a booklet, and this is like the a prototype. The actual CP product that I will be giving out to people is much more smaller than this, but this is like for me to like show it. And this is my CP product. It's about 18 pages, and it's about information, the information about the internet addiction. And so they used to have about like 9 questions here for the eye doctor, and like 6 for the psychologist. And yeah, you can move on. Go to the next slide. These are the challenges I faced during the creation of my CP. First, I'm always unmotivated when I'm doing it. I don't really have that much motivation on doing my CP because I'm always playing games, always doing other things. And 2, I'm always procrastinating because when I do it, I often say I will do it later, I will do it later, and end up not even doing it. Then for number 3, I'm not giving my fullest. Like for the CP, I didn't really do my full. So this is the conclusion. In the CP, I learned a few things: to be proactive, to to be independent in working on my CP, and to communicate with others by interviewing the experts. So thank you for listening to my explanation. And if you got any advice or any feedback, you can leave out in the comments in the live chat. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Carlo, for sharing your journey. Please give him a virtual round of applause using chat room. And moving on to the next presenter, please welcome Ezraghi Asqari Kusumapatra.
Thank you, Ms. Asri. My name is Ezra from Year 9A, and today I will be presenting my CP project, which concerns the topic of misinformation. This is the table of contents, which will be what will be in the presentation. There will be issue, background, goal, Cikal dimension, research, and timeline, final product, taking action, challenges, and also reflection. This is my issue, and these are some example of misinformation, such as facts, such as false information regarding vaccine causing autism, and then some people still believing that the Earth is flat, and that people believing climate change is not real. Background. So we'll be starting with the question of why. Why did I choose this issue? This is because I'm a very curious person and I like to learn more from the internet. I often find myself clicking link after link after link in Wikipedia every time I feel interested in the available subject. It can consume hours per session. Uh, as such, having misinformation could be easily accessible hinders me from learning. It could also lead me to further spreading and sad information, as I like to share new information I obtain with people close to me. And then, what am I going to do to combat misinformation? I wanted to create a website that can scan for misinformation. However, due to the time constraint, I have reserved to creating a prototype meant to convey how the real website will work. I also hope to give an inspiration to my audience, as if someone in my audience has the ability to create such a website, I won't mind that they become the one to make such a website. Anything to combat misinformation. Who are my target audience? My target audience would be anyone capable of reading and spreading misinformation. I want to influence as much people as possible to stop misinformation. Where have I taken action? I have taken action in order to to combat misinformation in several places, notably in my family, my school, and then the other school, which is MTS Subono Mantofani, and later Teras Kota. When did I start this project? Roughly around August 2022 for the content, that is. As for actually making the website, it didn't start until early 2023. How will making a prototype help combat misinformation? Well, as of now, it wouldn't directly do anything to combat misinformation. However, the efforts I did to make such a website hopefully would, such as spreading the idea of my website, encouraging other people to research a topic more before sharing it, etc. Now to my goal. For my goal, I decided to make a prototype website to demonstrate how the real website that I want to make will work. Due to the limited time given to me, making an authentic website is impossible. This is a sneak peek of my website. This is my Cikal dimension. The dimension I picked is innovative. What is an innovative learner? An innovative learner analyzes our own problems and determines suitable strategies and approaches to find solutions. Learner applies responsible logical reasoning to anticipate any potential consequences exist as a result of our decision. I picked this because I think that creating a website is innovative to combat misinformation. Research, the research tab. I did an interview and a survey. For my survey, I got around 40 responses, and the survey concerns my audience's age, level of education, and more. For my for my interview, I consulted a few experts. Well, two actually. The first expert is an expert in the journalistic world. He wrote for the Times, the New York Times, and gave me an insight regarding the journalistic world. And then I consulted another expert. I consulted an expert web developer in order to get proper guidance to make my website. And then now to the timeline. I don't really have the specific dates of when I started these steps, but they're all in order. I first make a concept, and then I made a survey, and then I consulted the first expert, and I consulted the second expert, and then I presented in MTS Subono Mantofani. And then now I'm presenting here. This is what my website looks like. Unfortunately, I can't really share my website because I'm not the one sharing the screen, but this is basically a preview of the website. It somewhat works, although it's really limited. This is me taking action in MTS Subono Mantofani. The three main challenges I face. The first challenge is procrastination. One time I postponed plans on making progress on my website a lot, and then laziness. There was a time where I didn't make any progress on my project for around 1 month. And then poor time management. I didn't make a schedule for my project, resulting in inconsistent progress. The key takeaways. What do I feel about my project in hindsight? Although I'm a bit sad and disappointed at the fact that I couldn't make a fully functioning website, I still feel satisfied that I did everything I could to create this prototype. What could I have improved about my project? Probably procrastinate less so that I could complete before 2023 rather than starting in 2023. What did I learn after all is said and done? That you can't achieve everything you want to achieve. Sometimes, maybe it's due to the limited time given to you, a lack of skill, or a lack of commitment. However, that doesn't mean you should be sad. It just means that the current you isn't as capable as you think you are. You just have to put in more effort. In my case, I wasn't even capable of creating a basic line of code before this project. However, I didn't give up. I learned how to make a website from my friend and my expert, and now I managed to make a working prototype. Thank you for listening. If you have any form of feedback, you may input it in the chat box.
Okay, thank you, Ezra, for sharing your CP journey. And please give him a virtual round of applause using our chat room. And moving on to the next presenter, please welcome Saffana Ilmi.
Thank you, Miss Ashri. Good afternoon, friends, family, respected teacher, and people who are watching. My name is Saffana Ilmi Aroza, but you can call me Safa. I'm from year 9B, and today I'll be presenting my culminating project in the title Addiction. Before I explain my goals and my product, I would like to explain why I choose this topic. For me, I was really a curious person. When we're given to choose the topic, drug abuse was the first thing in my head. But after doing research and discussing with my mentor, I decided to do addiction because it is related with my audience and also it's become more general. My goals for this topic is for me to get to know more about the addiction in details and what I didn't know, and also raise awareness about the addiction itself. For my sustainable development goals, I choose the number 3, which is the good health and well-being. The reason why I choose this because addiction itself, most of it are related with the mental health. So this SDG number 3 are the most related one. For my product, I decided to do a booklet because this is the first thing in my head that I want to do. And it's also very comforting for me. I did enjoy making this. In here, the booklet includes with wording and illustration about addiction and many more information. This booklet is included in 2 languages, which is English and Bahasa Indonesia. I also make a collage art, total of a collage art that I made from scratch, and I put it in the booklet. During my culminating project journey, this is the Cikal competencies and focus dimension that I developed. The first one is skillful and effective thinker. The second one is sustainable and development just. And then the last one is action oriented. Before I'm making to the booklet, I decided to do my research. First, I did a survey with using a Google form. Then I shared it to friends, family, and relatives to get to know more about what they know about addiction. I did also read my some journals, and also taking notes for the wording for the booklet. I also interview an expert, which is Parendra. Parendra is a Sekolah Cikal counselor. In here, I get so many insight while doing the interview. But the most that I get that is when you're carrying that environment and you live in there, you really want to romanticize thing, and then you become addicted because you want to be accepted in that environment. Next, it's my booklet making. So first, I did a drafting for my booklet. I did the wording in here and also making the layout for the booklet. And then also, I continued for laying the design and making the collage art. In here also, I make the mock-up for the booklet. Here's the timeline on my CP. So from August until September 2022, I did my research. From October until December 2022, I did my survey and interviewed the expert. From January until February 2023, I did making my booklet and also the collage art. And lastly, on March 2023, I did my prototype launching and gained some feedbacks. In my taking action process, I did it at MTS Subono Matovani. This is where I also launched my prototype. In here, I gained some feedbacks, but it's not really the major one. But I do get some minor feedbacks, such as typos, some details, and others. In this CP journey, I do get some challenges. First, arrange the meeting with the expert, the time management that I have difficulties in other subject, and the last one, when I was doing the task of my CP, I feel like I was in a hurry because there's the same due deadline with the other subject, but I managed to finish well and on time. For my reflection is that I need to do my time management well, make more pages for the booklet, such as some example of the addiction and then the details, and try to not procrastinate it. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Have a nice day.
Okay, thank you so much, Safa, for sharing your journey. Please give her a virtual round of applause using the chat room. And moving on to the next presenter and our last presenter, please welcome Lea Elena Keiralande.
Thank you, Ms. Ashri. How would you feel when you are close to someone with a criminal record? Before we go any further, I'd like to ask, how do you feel for the person near you? How do you feel when you are near someone you know nothing about? I assume the answer would be neutral. Now, let's take for an example. The person near you turns out to be a former inmate. How would you feel then? Would your first impression change merely by this fact? Good afternoon, friends, family, teachers, and guests. My name is Lea Elena Keiralande. You can call me Leia. I am from Sekolah Cikal Serpong, grade 9, and I will be introducing and giving an explanation to the project that I've been working on for months for my Culminating project. Now let's get back to our previous topic. My project is mostly based on this, how people view former inmates and the stigma surrounding them. This is a question that was taken from a survey for my project. There were a total of 108 responses for this question. Scared, cautious, neutral, sad, depends. Those were the answers I received and concluded most. Let's take a further look at this issue, shall we? I introduce you to my project, Everything Left Unsaid. A true story from the prison bars. The main issue that is raised is the stigma against former inmates and the impact of incarceration on family members. A man who has committed crime will be given a worthy punishment depending on the severity of their crime. Supposedly, this punishment is to cease right after they are released to re-enter society. But in spite of their finished discipline, they are not given a chance to create a new life as the taint of being a criminal follows them, despite the gravity of their crimes. And that feeling of unwelcome consequently result in the negative behaviors of such individuals. The social stigma that follows formerly incarcerated individuals are matters that should not be easily brushed aside. It is crucial to understand the importance of this issue. The alienation of individuals with previous criminal records will build a structural barrier that heavily impacts their quality of life and capability to enter back into society. Stigmatizing these individuals will create negative thoughts for oneself and prevent the development of one's character to overcome their past and move on. Due to social stigma and the act of creating a label for former inmates, the overshadowing and the alteration of one's true identity to form into the stereotypical criminal characteristic will occur into a more deviant identity. Purpose. The stigma against former convicts is a problem that not many people are aware of. Stigma can take many forms, including prejudice, discrimination, rejection, and avoidance. This project tackles the issue of social stigma against former inmates and conveys the aim of raising awareness. The goal is for the community I reach to understand and be more aware of this issue, and hopefully open their minds towards this topic. This project is not intended to justify what the individual has done in any way. This project is held to convey this issue to the community. Why did I choose this topic to raise? Because human rights matter, including those who have made mistakes. I believe in people deserving a second chance. I find it unfair how the stigma of being a criminal follows them even after they have paid their debt to society. I have firsthand experience with ex-convicts and people related to them. I spoke with them, and in that moment, I felt touched by their stories, their struggle both in prison and outside of prison to try to adjust but failed. Why did I not choose other topics? I feel that not many people really talk about this topic, and I don't blame them. The topic of incarceration can be quite a sensitive topic to people, as it always brings up something that is considered negative or controversial. This is one of the main reasons I wanted to raise this issue. It is a topic that should be discussed, yet no one is discussing it. I too am afraid to raise this issue, but I know it is important. SDG goal. The SDG goal I chose is reduce inequality, specifically target 10.3, which is ensure equal opportunity and reduce inequalities of outcome. Cikal dimension. I chose the dimension open-minded, which is considering different point of views to seek truth, caring, possessing social awareness, communicative, which is using effective means of communication. Timeline. So firstly, I chose the issue and the product, which is the product is a book as well as a website. And then I did some online research and survey, which I've been talking about earlier. And then I did some interview. I interviewed 7 people, and then I started to create the book. When I finished, I asked for feedback and I finalized it. Then I started to create my website and put all my foundings in there. And then I promote my book in Instagram. And today I am launching and presenting my foundings. Documentations. So these are documentation. This is the survey. So basically the survey revolves around me trying to understand my community's perspective on how they see former inmates. And this is the documentation of the interview. The faces and the names of those I have interviewed will be hidden due to privacy matters. The total of people I have interviewed is 7 people, both former inmates as well as their family members. This is Mitz making the book. And this is my taking action, which is presenting my project prototype to MTS Subono students. And this is my final product. I made a short story based on true story. The story was written in the form of a letter, more specifically, a letter from a daughter to a father who's in prison. The story will be available on the website today, which contains not only the main story, but more information regarding this issue. And this is my book. It's called Everything Left Unsaid. A story in the form of letters from a daughter to a father that's in prison. The story shifts from her past, in which she was hidden away from the truth about her father, and the present, where she struggles to overcome her feelings after only finding out. This heartfelt letter is based on true story and conveys the reality of the stigma placed against former inmates as well as their families. Challenges. So the first thing is procrastination. I struggle with this a lot, not only for this project, but most of my assignments. And I feel like this is one of the biggest challenges I had. Second is losing motivation. I lost my excitement of writing this book mid-project, and I kind of left this book for like a month before I continue. Third is can't find the right mood. If you are an artist or author, you would know that creating something needs the right mood, and so it was hard with the limited time to find the right mood. And fourth and fifth is heavy topic and also based on true story. It's a heavy topic, and I felt that it was so much harder when it was based on true story, because you kind of have to base everything you write on something that has actually happened. And when you have a missing plot, you can't just create your own story to fill it. You need to ask the person with the story what happened and all of that. It was hard. Reflection. So how I feel is that I feel proud that I've created a short book in such limited of time, though it's not long, and I expected something much more. After looking back at all those hard obstacles I endured, I would say that I am proud of what I've made. I've also learned so much during this entire project. Though there were countless times where I rethought my decision of choosing this topic, due to the heaviness of it, I am happy that I chose this topic. What I would do differently is I would like to be able to finish the other stories of the other interviews. I want to be able to share many of the stories and not just one. And so I feel that the only thing I regret is not being able to share to the world the stories of these former inmates. And hopes for the future. Even though the Culminating project is over, I still would like to continue my project and write more stories in the future regarding this issue. I want to continue to raise awareness and share the stories of former inmates to the world. I hope for my first story to create inspiration and change for people. Thank you everyone for giving me a chance to present. To my website, which is launching today, and read everything left unsaid. And here is my CP Instagram account. Please fill the feedback form in the comment section. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Leah, for sharing your journey. And please give her a virtual round of applause using the chat room. And with that, all of the presenters have done presenting their journey. Next up, I would like to invite audiences to ask questions to the presenters, and let's begin the Q&A questions. For the audience, please feel free to ask the presenter and write it on the chat chat room, sir. Okay, I guess we have several questions here. So for the first questions here from the account name RMA, apakah isu-isu yang kalian presentasikan ini ada kemungkinan akan kalian kembangkan kembali di masa mendatang ataukah kalian merasa cukup? Selamat ya anak-anak. For these questions, can I have Rezan to answer the questions? So, apakah isu-isu yang kalian presentasikan ini ada kemungkinan akan dikembangkan lagi atau udah cukup sampai udah merasa cukup gitu?
Dikembangkan lagi biar supaya lebih bagus lagi ya ininya. Ya pokoknya biar makin bagus lah.
Okay. For the next questions, so Rajan said that your project should be developed more, right? And then we hope that we will have more like follow up to your project in the future, and you like for that. And the second questions, it's from Hisham Haidar Rahman. For the participant, what are your most memorable and least memorable moment for the culminating project process? Please explain briefly this question. Can Carlo give a comment about these questions? Yes.
I think the most memorable moment was the interview because that was my first time doing an interview, especially to like experts. So yeah, that's like the most memorable thing for me. That's it.
Okay, and then the least memorable?
Least memorable was the journaling because I barely did it. I only did like a 1 month. Yeah,
Okay, so the interview session will be your like best memorable moment, yeah.
yeah, because
Okay, it's really nice to have a new experience, yeah, Carlo. Okay, moving on to the next questions. Do we still have next questions? Okay, from the account NEXZ Febrianti, what will you do when you feel stuck for the project process? Will you continue and find solution or stop and find another topic? For these questions, can Ezra answer that? So, what did you do if you feel stuck with the process?
I will just do it again.
And then, is there any other things that you can do, like to make, if you feel stuck, I think that uh, you need to refresh your mind, right? So, is there any way that you do to like browse new idea or new way? Sleep and try another day. Oh, that's really nice idea. So take a break and then find another day to like redo the test. Oh yeah, good. Thanks. That's a really nice idea, Ezra. And then for the next questions. Okay, we still have from Hisham Haidarahman. Do you think your product will have a long-term effect? Leah, can you give answer for that questions?
Have I guess. So I think my product can really inspire more people to be more open minded and to try to see from all point of view and see from other people's perspective and not just one, and to be able to understand what it feels to be in someone else's position. So I think yes, it can have a long term effect.
Yes, we hope so. Yeah, so you have like really continuous project that can affect uh, continuously. Okay, the next questions. Okay, last question maybe ya. Would you change anything about your CP project if you had the chance and time, Safa?
For me, I would actually not really change a lot. Maybe in, it's like more of the terms like find another expert, because that was one of my difficulties during the CP. Um, yeah, maybe like adding more to my booklet. Maybe if I not um if I'm not in a rush, maybe I can do it more better.
Okay, such a nice answer. So hopefully you can make an advance or more like uh, fixed product in the future. Yeah. Okay, so let me see another questions. So these are the feedbacks that we got from our audience. Good job, everyone. And then here from Anya, proud of you guys. And there are so many positive feedbacks that we have. Okay, with this because we still have one more. Maybe this is for all of you, yeah. Uh, do you have do you actually have alternative for your CP topic? Yeah, this question is for you all. So please answer starting from Carlo. So do you actually have alternative for your CP topic besides the one that you did?
I think my alternative is probably like, let me think about it, like 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 abuse during like family household, abuse, domestic abuse, like about that.
Mhm.
I was actually planning to do something like that because in my family there's like something like that going on in my family. So like in my larger family. So I think it's a really important topic to talk about. Yeah.
Okay, it's really nice topic as well, yeah, to be developed. Okay, next from Leah.
To be honest, I kind of already knew that I was going to choose this topic because it's kind of a topic that I really am ambitious about. But I do have alternatives for my products. I had plans on making a painting because it's actually my passion, but I decided to create a story because I think it could deliver the message more effectively.
Okay. Yes. Moving on from Safa.
Like I mentioned in the presentation, the first thing that I thought in my head, I was doing drug abuse. But after like a very long discussion, and I did some research because I really want to suit it to my audience. So I decided to do addiction. But I feel like when I doing this process, I feel like I have like more materials that I need, that I read, that I need for my booklet. So I feel like maybe addiction was the right choice for my topic itself.
Okay. Yes. Move to Ezra.
Well, misinformation was the first thing that came to my mind, and I didn't have any other topic in my mind, so nothing really.
Nothing. Okay.
Seems like Ezra.
Seems like Ezra. So you don't have any more topic, just that one? Okay. Okay, thank you guys. It's such a nice and very insightful Q&A from you guys. Good luck with everything. And with that, all of the presenters have done presenting their journey. And next up, I would like to invite, thank you for all the questions and feedback for the presenter. It's very delightful to see such impactful and powerful project of all presenters during CP presentations. Let's give all the presenters today another virtual round of applause and words of encouragement for their achievement. I would like to remind you that all this event doesn't stop today. We hope to see you all again tomorrow. There will be an exhibition with all the Year 9 students at 9 a.m. in Teras Kota. Lastly, I would like to say thank you one more time for all the audience here today, the mentors, fellow students, proud parents, and also respected guests. Thank you for having me as your host. Good afternoon and see you in the exhibitions.
Disinilah tempat ayah ibuku percaya takkan ada batas untuk mimpiku bergerak, belajar, tumbuh jadi pelita, terangi langkah ceria. Tempat aku membuka mata, mengenal indahnya dunia, melangkah bersama, berkarya untuk Indonesia. Bangga jika jadi sekolah kita. Disinilah tempat mata hatiku terbuka, takkan ada hati belajar bila tak bisa menjadi arti untuk sesama, temani langkah mulia. Tempat aku membuka mata, mengenal indahnya dunia, melangkah bersama, berkarya untuk Indonesia. Bangga jika jadi sekolah kita. Jadilah warga dunia, pribadi bahagia, ajak hati belajar merdeka.